Hi, I'm Marci Shimoff, and welcome to our happiness community. I love this, that I get to share messages with you and we get to communicate with each other about what really makes us happy. And I want to share with you this week about a principle called following your joy. I was recently at a workshop and they handed out these bracelets that say follow your joy. And I love this because I'm going to keep this as a memento for reminding myself, am I following my joy? You know, when we follow our joy, that's what leads us to a more lasting state of happiness. We each have desires in our heart. We each have things that bring us joy, and they aren't put there by accident. You know, the reason that you love the things you love, there's something to it. And I learned about the importance of following your joy from my happiness mentor, and some of you may have heard me talking about this, but my father. My father was one of the happiest people on the planet. And I just want to share a little story with you that expresses how he always followed his joy. And it has to do with, he retired. My dad was a dentist, and he loved being a dentist. He thought dentistry was fabulous. And he retired at age 72. Now, what happens to people when they retire? Well, very often they die. Now, it's not that they're suddenly a day older, but that they have lost their sense of passion, their sense of joy, their sense of purpose in life. Well, my dad knew about this, so he said, that's not going to happen to me. And he analyzed what he loved about being a dentist. And he realized that what he loved about being a dentist was working with his hands in intricate ways and being artistic. For him, dentistry was artwork. So at age 72, when he retired, he took up a new profession, needlepoint. He became a master needlepointer. He created needlepoints that won awards throughout all of California. And when he was about 85, I remember one day I went home to visit and he was showing me his newest needlepoint that he was just about to get started working on. And it was the biggest one he'd ever tried. It was intricate. It was about that wide and that high. And I said, Dad, how long is this going to take you to finish? And he looked at me and said, well, honey, I figured that out. And I figured that at the pace that I'm currently going, it's going to take me about 4 years. This was an 85-year-old man beginning a 4-year project. Did he finish it? You bet he did. And it hung proudly in my parents' living room until my mother passed away a couple of years ago. And now it hangs proudly in my living room. And let me, if I may, share with you this fabulous needlepoint. It's right here. It's a needlepoint of the tree of life. And you can see all of the amazing intricacies around it. And I mean, imagine, he was working on this when he was 89 years old. And I'll share with you a little story about this area here. This area here was very, very intricate. And he realized that he probably wasn't going to be able to finish it. He was starting to lose a little bit of his mental capacities. So he switched to a much simpler pattern down here, because he had enough awareness that he better switch to a different pattern in order to complete the project. And the reason that I share this with you is that I want to share, besides the fact that my dad was a fabulous artist, but mostly I want to share the inspiration of following your joy. There's a great quote by Howard Thurman, and he says, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So let's all come alive. And I am so interested in and eager to hear your comments on this. What makes you come alive? Please feel free to share with me your comments. Getting to share this information with you and getting to share these messages with you helps me come alive. So thank you for listening. And I really wish you an absolutely wonderful week. And my inspiration to you, my invitation to you for this week is each day to do something that makes you come alive. Have a wonderful week.